Welcome, everybody, to another post-camp interview. Today we have Samuel Delesque from the Village Builders District camp you were, but I know you were at TDF, Traditional Dream Factory, based in Portugal. And I welcome you, Samuel. Thank you for your sharing and time to give us. So I would like to start with a question that how did the gathering impact your work as well organization? And more in detail, like did it lead to new projects or partnerships?
Yes, thanks for having me. Well, I guess first of all, we hosted a rebuild, which was kind of a precursor to the gathering like 4 years ago at TDF. So it's nice to see that the event has evolved and that the village builders scene is still evolving and maturing. And yeah, basically at the gathering we tried something new. The gathering being like partially commercial, I guess. Like I think we struck a pretty good balance of how to set up our camp, and we hosted a decompression after the event. So I'd say that was probably the main outcome for us is that there was quite a lot of people that were at the gathering that ended up coming to TDF in the months following the gathering. Um, in terms of specific partnerships or projects, I can't think of anything specific that happened exactly coming out of it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, definitely like some people coming through um, and I guess more people getting inspired by our work of tokenizing villages.
Of course. And what connections did you make? Do you have any stories to share?
Uh, it was mostly reconnecting with a lot of old friends. I think a lot of the people going to the gathering are kind of our crowd and our friends. Um, so yeah, it was nice to see just, um, I guess, this whole movement kind of coming back together. And we had a lot of friends from, for example, Frequency Village that we hadn't seen in a while. So having them come, um, we hosted the village pitch night. So that was probably the most interactive session we had.
Mm.
And I think we had 20 different villages pitching their projects.
Wow,
So that
that
was
was cool.
yeah, that was a very nice session. It was nice to see more of like all the different projects that are kind of trying to make it in the space. And yeah, I think for us it was mainly like just nice to see that we could come together, actually put together a nice cafe station that actually worked pretty well, and we had a lot of nice parties and just a good moment to hang out with friends.
Everybody knows about the parties. I was there as well. Cool, cool, cool. So it was really a gathering moment for you.
We
That's so nice to know.
we did
And
think about calling our camp noise complaint based on our history with a gathering, but we ended up just keeping it to Village Builders District.
some night, some nights I almost had that feeling as well. Actually, in the morning, some nights were not easy, for the ones who were working there. And as I told you already, giving support at Fractal Camp like I was to Mauricio. That is a very dynamic and powerful soul and working a lot. It was amazing. But at night, yeah, I think the noise will be for sure like an issue to take care better because I think it's always good to have the party time. But in a way, the ones who want to rest actually can really rest. But that's something that for sure the organization is going to think about it better for a next edition. So, as you know, the Gathering aims to build a regenerative ecosystem of collaboration. In this specific case, do you think it succeed?
Do I think it's a thing?
That is,
Oh,
do you think it
succeed.
succeed?
I mean, I think it's quite hard to measure those things. It's quite subjective how relationships are made and how one connection leads to collaboration down the road. Um, I think it's always good to keep those connections alive and to nurture the connections between the people. Um,
And in your specific case, for example, do you think it succeeds? Like as you see yourself inside this ecosystem, did you felt in a way it grows the feeling, it grows the connections?
Yes, I think it was a very nice moment for us to come together and yeah, just like getting people together and creating this social fabric that's kind of supporting this project and the various projects around Portugal. And I think yeah, TDF stood out as one project that's actually doing the dreaming and not just dreaming it. Um, and yeah, it was nice to be able to host some sessions, for example, on our tokenomics and get people actually interested in this, like exploring how we can build new financial models that are not necessarily stuck in the old world, but creating transformational change from the bottom up, and yeah, and embracing technology and not being afraid of it. And this is something I think the gathering need to lean into as a differentiator to, for example, Gen gathering, where I think the kind of people that are in this network, they're definitely much more open to embracing change, leveraging technology. I really like seeing some camps leveraging AI for collaboration, and just generally like seeing how we can uh, play together with all of the systems that are out there in the world to build more regenerative futures. So I'll say yes.
Cool. And now, just kind of two questions in Yang, quite so. That is, what went well, and in your opinion, what could be better done, and how?
hmm Um, I think what went well was, I mean, it was there was some some experimentation, I would say, in terms of is this a commercial event, is this a co-created event, and I think the approach of just letting things be emergent worked pretty well. So I'd say the kind of quality of interactions and people being able to bring creativity and setting up camps and creating content generally worked pretty well. There was there was a lot of content and there was a lot of different things to do. Um, so I think there was that's a plus. And I mean I come from a burner background, so at Burns we have a like there's always a ton of creativity and a ton of things being produced. So I think the gathering managed to keep some of that spirit, which was part of the initial ideas.
What do you mean by
Even
that? To be a burner, or I didn't
yeah,
fully understood.
like some of the principles from gathering come from Burning Man principles
Okay,
of.
yeah. I did the
So I think
connection, but I was not really sure. Okay, cool. So you
yeah,
went there. Yeah, yeah, it's quite inspired on that festival as well. Cool.
yeah,
And
and
what
I
do
mean
you
I think
think
it's
it could be better?
yeah. Yeah, I think the forming of the camp was maybe a bit difficult. I mean, I
Hmm.
think we kind of nailed it because we are burners and because we have this background of going to burns every year multiple times. I think other projects maybe struggled a bit more in like setting up spaces that we're actually inviting content and all of that. And I think the reason Burning Man is so successful is because it's first of all it really enforces the principles, and those principles are yeah like the only thing that they kind of enforce strongly, and everyone in the Burning Man culture helps to reinforce those principles because they're very aware of them and that they are what creates a burn. Um, so and I think another part of it is like basically once you created this culture of co-created events and everyone kind of bringing their creative spirit into it, um, then you also need to have some cultural continuity and having people that can withhold those principles and keep bringing that to the table. So I think the first year was a bit of a disparate culture kind of coming together,
Yeah.
figuring out, is this a rainbow gathering? Is this a burn? Is this a
Hmm.
conference? And it felt a bit all over the place. Um, People kind of just had their own perception of it, and they were not very flexible to come up with something new, I would say.
Hmm.
I think this year was much more streamlined and I think better aligned. I think the space really helped that at the garden. So I think that was a plus. What I would love to see for the next time is, yeah, how can we reinforce that culture before the event? Maybe getting people, yeah, more engaged in the whole camp creation, and maybe getting a bit more guidelines or suggestions for what does it mean to create a camp. And I think just getting people to just be part of camps, but I know that's also a difficult topic. Um, and yeah, and I think it would be interesting to see how we can weave in more technology into this, because it feels like it's still very fringe and there's still a lot of dreamers, but it's not so much concrete action that comes out of this, unfortunately. Even though I do think that this is what we need to change the world, but right now it's not really there.
Yeah, that resonates a lot with me and with others interviewers, actually really how to make the things happen um, outside the bubble. Because like in the bubble, in the festivals, we are connected, everybody love, 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 love. But the world definitely needs things going on and changes starting to happen. And that really resonates with a lot of us. And so knowing that you are based at TDF, right? Traditional Dream Factory,
Hmm.
I would like to know what does your project, that project need, and how can you see the gathering support you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, right now TDF is we've been building for 4 years. Like we are creating tangible action. We've been regenerating the land, building a water retention landscape, restoring the buildings, and so on. Um, so I mean, we're full on. We're launching the next phase of our token sale in the next few weeks, and we're also starting the development of a tiny house neighborhood. So I mean, we are open for business. Like this was also one of the reasons why we went to the gathering, was to kind of bring people in and invite people back into the thing we're creating. So
And
as
did it succeed in that matter? You guys
uh,
felt more people were there, going there? For sure, I will be one of the guys who want to go there and visit you guys. But
yeah, we had a lot of people visit for sure
mhm.
after the gathering. Um, I guess I would like to see, yeah, just like concrete actions from the people. Like TDF is probably the most concrete example of a village actually being built, where you actually have infrastructure being done to make mixed with like land restoration, mixed with water systems and everything else kind of combined under one umbrella. Also mixing Web3 and culture making and Burning Man culture. Like all of this applies in our village. So I think what the gathering can bring is, yeah, just like this kind of burst of energy of like bringing more people together. So I would hope that maybe the gathering also kind of maybe moves between those different villages, or maybe have like having some kind of more pop-up events. I think, yeah, one thing being that the with the gathering only happening every couple of years, like maybe that could be something in between, having like little pop-up events in the different villages. One thing that we are thinking about organizing is like a collaboration between different villages in Portugal.
Cool. Yeah.
Previously, we had like founders from all the more pioneering spaces across Europe, getting together and kind of brainstorming on our set of problems. I think what would be interesting is for like a more local approach is like just getting people together to support each other with like specific build activities or planting activities and all these kind of things. Like right now we're building a mushroom farm and like we always have like manual things that can be done. So I think bring people together on a more focused project would be interesting. And for example, this fall, like we're going to be hosting more like months long residencies and inviting people to come and co-create with us for months. More for people that really want to deep dive and actually do something rather than just talking about it.
Okay, man. So you just answered the last question.
Uh,
Very pragmatic. And for sure, I really want to go and visit you guys to be part of my second series of content that will be now I'm starting with dreamers, lover natures, more personal insight, but the second series will be all about projects, and for sure TDF, it's one of the ones I'm looking for. Already have Gustavo contact. I know he's the guy to contact and organize it. And yeah, really nice to know you guys are here based in Portugal. More than welcome as Portuguese, I can say. More than welcome all your work and love for the nature as well. This amazing regenerative movement that we all together trying to build upon all this experience, being the gathering, maybe one of the icons experience to happen. I believe here in Portugal 2 in 2 years, but now things are going really great. I was speaking with Victor last week, and I think even like next year is gonna start to happen more than one gathering a year because the goal is to have a lot of gatherings all over the world, self-organized with Victor's mentor or the organization mentorship. But cool, maybe another one can happen again there at TDF. Okay,
Sounds good.
Samuel,
Yeah.
do you have something more to say? You want to finish the interview with some message, something that resonate?
Well, looking forward to welcome you here to the F, and yeah, looking forward for more pop-up of regen builders, and yeah, I think there's many cross sections and world that can be combining, like pop-up cities, pop-up villages, and merging that with more of a regenerative angle, like we're doing. So yeah, I guess I invite you to come and discover like what we're doing in terms of technology, how that can be replicated in any village anywhere in the world, and let's keep growing the movement.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. I will be. I even believe maybe sooner than the I don't know, maybe like now at the summertime, gonna try to check it out with Gustavo, and for sure you guys will be for sure one of the projects I really want to go there and jump inside your visions, your work, and all your joy and love for the Mother Earth. That's so good to see and to share. And like ECCOS channel, the great mission, as you know, is to inspire others because sometimes I believe like I'm always talking by myself. It's the only experience I have full liberty to talk about it. And yeah, sometimes people do feel quite isolated or alone, if not just being a freak in this kind of regeneration movement world. And that's the goal of Eco's channel. And I believe the gathering as well is to inspire others and to show people that we are not so few and we can actually can and should connect and gather. Okay,
Sounds good.
Samuel, so good to have you with us. Thank you so much once again for your time and your sharing. And we're gonna keep in touch for sure. We're gonna see each other soon.
Thank you. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.